Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day here. It's August 21st at, 20 to 7 in the morning. Look who's back. It's the Blue Bathtub. Uh, with just a couple of minor, hopefully minor, they sound minor, we're going to find out, problems. This one's not so minor, though I have to admit that. This is what you call your not minor. He's got no front brake at all. Now, the last time it was here, I shortened this cable in order to make it work. And it's still shortened down there. It's exactly like I left it. You can see it down there sticking out. So I'm not sure what's happened inside that front brake drum. I've never had it off. This is the first time I'll have this wheel off this bike. And it ought to be interesting to find out what's going on inside there that this would happen. Okay, so that's the probably not so minor problem. The other problem is that the clutch cable is very difficult. And you can see, watch that action. See it sticking? And first of all, I'll lubricate the cable and see if that makes any difference at all. I was in here. We put a whole new clutch assembly in here the last time it was in. And actually, the clutch hub had completely disintegrated. The 3 screws that hold the clutch hub together were gone. And I put in new rubbers, new screws, new thrust washer, and all new clutch plates, and it was working good on the test ride. So that one could be fun. We will first of all lubricate the cable and see if that makes any difference at all, and then give it a test ride. So those are the 2 biggies, and I think the third one was that the side stand's weird. Something about the side stand not staying out when he extends it. And so we'll take a look at that. Let's just go down here and take a look and see what happens. So I pull it out, and it seems like the spring is probably held up on the pivot bolt. I've seen that before. So we'll take a look at that once it's up in the air. Now, up in the air is going to be a problem. I've never had this bike on the lift facing out. And I can't put the rear wheel in the clamp because of the bathtub skirt. So, let's see, why can't I zoom? Okay, there we go. So the skirt's only 2 inches away from this, and so I can't put the wheel in the skirt. That's bothersome. What I'm going to have to do is strap the bike down on the lift in the back, so I can jack up the front wheel off the ground. And I will put the sky hook on the handlebars as safety. So I'm going to have to strap it to the lift and put the sky hook on the handlebars for safety before I try to raise that front wheel up off the ground. So that's where we are. Things to do. 2 problems that are either going to be really easy or really hard, and we won't know until I start taking things apart. Okay, time to start getting ready. All right, I've got the bike strapped down. I'm getting ready to turn the lift on to get it up high enough to work on it. I've got a 2x4 and a 1x1 behind the wheel, so the bike can be pulled back against it and protect the rear shroud. I've got cloths underneath the hook to protect the chrome on the mufflers. And the bike is pulled back up against there firmly. And I've got the sky hook in place. I'm going to turn the lift on now and let it rise, and I will tighten the sky hook as it goes up, just to make sure it stays stable. So here we go, lifting the bike. All right, gonna push the magic button and see what happens. All right, bike is up in the air and I can pull the front wheel now. All right, what happened with this front brake is that this cable was wrapped around here, like so. It goes inside this triangular area, and it pulled through and came out. So what I'm going to do is put it together again, except I'm going to take this crimp-on piece of tubing. I'm going to crimp it on the end. Then I'm going to spread these ends of the cable itself out a little bit and solder them to the inside of that barrel. Now, this is probably stainless steel, so you really can't solder to it, but the solder will go inside and act as a wedge on these wires that I have spread outside. And then I'm going to put it all back together and see if it works. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to do it now. And let's see, can you see what I see? Yeah, I'm down there, okay. All right, so let's get the slobbering iron out over here. Let's see if this works. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's crimp that down a little better. All right, now let's see if we can get it to accept solder. You ever wonder why the smoke of a soldering iron comes towards you no matter what you're doing? It's because you're sort of a heat generator. There's heat coming off your body and going up and making a breeze this way, and the smoke follows that. That's why smoke always gets in your eyes, because it comes towards you to ride your thermal heat rising off your body. All right, I'm filling that barrel with solder very nicely. Okay, that barrel is nicely filled with solder. And like I say, it may not be adhering to the stainless steel cable, but it is inside there, stopping the cable from moving. So the crimping plus the solder inside the barrel should make doggone sure that this doesn't slip again. Think of it as wedging. We're wedging the cable inside there. I came all the way through. So all right, the theory goes that cannot slip. It cannot slip. It cannot slip. Ergo, ipso facto, it cannot slip. It just can't. So Let's see if I have a new cutter key. Okay, there we go. All right. Nicely spread. All right, now. Oops. All right. All right. Let's zoom in on it. You can actually see it pretty good. It's not going to slip down in there. Okay, we're going to call that one done. All right, I believe I fixed the front brake problem. I think I've done it successfully. I think I've done it safely, even though there are those out there who are going to say, you should have brought a new cable, Frank. That was a new cable. It's the right cable for the bike, the wrong bike for the cable. This is not a stock original bike. It's been modified. And that was the right cable, but it just had the wrong end on it, according to the part number. Now, I think it's safe. I don't think it's coming out of there. So let's see. I will tell the client to keep an eye on it. Okay, I mean, that cap on the end of the cable is crimped on and soldered on. It's not going to slip. So now I'm going to lower the bike down and turn it around, and then take the primary part and see if there's a problem in the clutch. All right, so here we go. I got to keep ahead of the down. Actually, I'm going to take it off. There. We don't need that. Right now, we're pretty safe. Now, I'm not sure that I can get this bike off the center stand in order to roll it forward. I think it's just going to slip. If I straddle the bike and try to get it off the center stand, if I stand next to the bike and try to get it off the center stand, the center stand might slide on the lift. It might, I don't know what it might do. I do know I don't feel comfortable taking the bike off the center stand and rolling it forward. So I'm going to leave the bike clamped to the clamp in the back, sitting on the center stand, and wait until Kevin can come by and help me roll it forward, and we'll work on the primary case either this afternoon or tomorrow.